Hi everyone, and welcome to the second minisode for Tales from the Telly. I am Priscilla, a subscriber of this channel and lover of TV shows like Lost and Sex and the City. In today's tale, we're going to cover Sherwood Schwartz's transition into a massive career in television. After working on Beulah, television had exploded into a major powerhouse in entertainment. Sherwood, like many other actors and writers, made the move into television to work on I Married Joan on NBC in 1952. I Married Joan, which starred Joan Davis and Jim Backus, who would work with Sherwood again later in his career. The series would revolve around Joan Davis's trademark broad use of slapstick persona, with a bright yet childlike demeanor. After working in the series for 3 more years, Sherwood decided to write a play by the name of Mr. and Miss. After some circulation as a summer play in 1964, the series went on to become a 2-hour TV special, starring Lucille Ball and Bob Hope.
Live in full color. From Hollywood, the Red Skelton Show, brought to you by Red's friends at Johnson's Wax.
Sherwood then moved on to work on the Red Skelton Hour for 7 years, which in the earliest days of television was regarded as a comedy and variety powerhouse. At the time Sherwood joined the series, the ratings had been lowered from top place down to 76th place on the list in 1954. Sherwood was hesitant to join the show due to Red Skelton's sordid reputation with his cast and crew, and was notorious for hating writers. One such event, which circulated around the industry, was Red Skelton firing a gun off at the feet of one of his writers, who immediately quit the show. Sherwood had changed the format of the show to separate out each character he would play by following one character every week instead of multiple characters in a single show. The idea was to change the show's format from a collection of short skits to a situation comedy show using visual monologues centered around pantomime and very little dialogue. This change in the show's format worked around Red's style of comedy, turning the series around and raising its place on the Nielsen ratings the following year to 14th place. During Sherwood's time on the show, he would refuse to work in the same location as Red, but would send in the scripts from a separate location as the head writer. This turnaround in the show's ratings helped the series last until it ended in 1971, a run of 20 years. Red would continue to berate his writers during live interviews, making Sherwood leave the show. After the success of recovering the show's ratings, Sherwood was then asked by the network to save a faltering show by the name of My Favorite Martian in 1963 as a script consultant. While working during these years, Sherwood had come up with the concept for Gilligans Island and began pitching the show to CBS. But that is a subject for another episode. We are excited to be doing a 3-part series on Gilligan's Island, covering its trials and tribulations from concept to production and finally to its lasting legacy. After Gilligan's Island, Sherwood would continue to create shows centered primarily around comedy, but also following real people. This would lead the way for shows like The Brady Bunch. Sherwood's entire career was centered around challenging himself, even though it wasn't a first choice for a career, ideally wanting to become a doctor to make an impact in this world. Little did he know, later in his life, he managed to make an impact on this world in entirely a different way, centered around not just comedy, but also interpersonal relationships and even family. His instinct and vociferous ability to predict his audience managed to keep him ahead of the network heads, giving him a worthwhile and wonderful career. Sherwood's sense of comedy, structure, timing, and understanding of characters started as a seed in radio. Forcing characters to work in dialogue and delivery alone, this helped his writing style blossom as he moved into television. His passion managed to always get him through complex creative hurdles, only saying, "If you really want something, you have to do it." That concludes this minisode. Thank you for joining us today. The next time you see us will be the start of our Gilligans Island 3-part series with our host, Susan. If you would like to know more about Sherwood Schwartz, please see the affiliate links below to read his biography. We would also like to thank the Writers Guild Foundation for sharing their interview on YouTube with Sherwood, which we will feature below. Also, Audible is starting to bring back classic radio shows like The Bob Hope Show. If you enjoyed our episode, please like the video and subscribe to the channel as it helps us keep the show growing. You can also find us on Facebook. If you would like to know more about anything discussed, feel free to comment down below and we may devote an entire episode to the subject. If you enjoyed our episode, please like the video and subscribe to the channel as it helps us keep the show growing. You can also follow us on Facebook. If you would like to know more about anything discussed, feel free to comment down below and we may devote an entire episode to the subject. Please also consider backing us on Subscribestar. Thank you once again. This is Priscilla and goodbye.